everybody. What a weekend this turned out to be. We originally had a hockey tournament with 4 games, and we should have been at our final game today, as well as a Winterfest celebration this afternoon. And everything got canceled, so it sort of freed up our weekend, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes, and how has that been for us?
Not good.
Not good? Are you kidding me right now?
Why?
I don't know. We've had brownies and pancakes and pizzas and chicken wings and yeah. We've got banana muffins that we're gonna make next. Yeah. And I can't really hate technology too much because we discovered Kids Messenger this weekend to keep him in touch with all of his friends, and there's been a lot of video games. Yeah, it's not really the worst thing in the world, is it? And when it's this cold outside, meh, whatever, right? Moving on.
Do you want to hear a joke?
Okay.
Why did the kid attach wheels onto his mom's fruit bowl?
I don't know.
She was trying to make her mom go bananas.
So for all the moms out there going bananas because you've got your kids in quarantine, well, Cash has a joke for you. Okay, I'm going to start our good news stories with something that's very relevant with what's going on right now. As much as we don't want to talk about it or hear about it or discuss it anymore, this is in regards to the coronavirus. So there's a story about a lovely lady named Rebecca Mayra. I think it's Mayra. Anyways, she went to the grocery store because she was going to go get some food and stuff. And she got called over to a car that was parked in the parking lot. And in this car was a couple that were 80 years old and in tears because they were afraid to go inside and get groceries. And so they gave her a grocery list and the money, and in she went. She bought their groceries, came back out, put it in her trunk, and they got to go home. So, I mean, this is a pretty important message at this time because those people were scared to tears. And the reality behind it is that there are more people in the community that are vulnerable to this, and being able to help out and do what you can completely change their day and make it a brighter one. Right?
Why were they sad?
Well, because they didn't want to go into the grocery store, because they, being over 80 years old, are more likely to get very, very sick due to any influenza or coronavirus or anything. And so because that's out there, they were afraid to go inside, and she helped them out. Not bad. I'm bound to thank you for it. And the next story. Cash isn't too fond of this one, but I find it fascinating. And since I do the editing, I win. There is a gentleman who is remaining anonymous. He's an unknown patient in Israel, and he had a cancerous tumor in his lung. And so Cash doesn't like this story because he says that that's not good news. It blocked off his left lung completely. And so the doctors were discussing what they were going to do, and they came back to him with an option to remove his lung out of his body, clean it of the tumor, and then put it back in. And that's what he opted to do. So they did this and put it back in, and all of the blood vessels and everything else reconnected, and his lungs started working again, better than it had been before, free of a tumor.
And is he alive now?
He's alive right now.
Is he walking?
He's alive and he's recovering. He made it past the intensive care covering. And now that they've seen that this treatment isn't effective in the lungs, they are in discussions of trying it with other organs in the body. So that's good news. It's new ways to help people who are diagnosed with cancer.
And Brutus is
so happy. This is Oliver the ferret. Cash Cash, how do you feel about Oliver the ferret?
I think he's done great.
Yeah, you think so? So, Oliver's owner, Lauren, bought him because she heard that ferrets sleep 18 to 20 hours per day, and she thought this is perfect because she does shift work. But little did she know, with those other 4 to 6 hours a day, these ferrets have a whole lot of energy within them. And when she discovered her couch had been completely destroyed by this little ferret, she decided that it was time for her to take some responsibility and figure out how she could keep this from happening. And that's when the adventures began. So she started taking this ferret on hikes. So she has been up 11 of Colorado's mountains that are over 14,000 feet. That's more mountains than you've been up. That's more mountains than I've been up.
How many meters is that?
That's a math question, and I'll figure that out and I'll put the answer in the video. Oliver the Ferret's on Instagram, and his name is @HikingFerret, I believe. I'll double check that. But so you can follow him and see his adventures. It's pretty cute, actually. Now for our final story. This story is about paying it forward. Right now, there's a lot of not so great news happening with all of the sports and everything going on because everything's getting shut down.
And I don't like that.
No, nobody really likes that. But I mean, it's for a purpose. It's to keep the spread of illnesses. So,
is WWE canceled?
WWE? I imagine so. Anything else?
Because last Monday, the coronavirus was still going, and it was on Monday Night Raw, and there was still like tons of people there.
So with all of these sports and all of these events being called off, here's some good news coming from Major League Baseball. So this story is about paying it forward, and it really shows how paying it forward can pay off. This is from the New York Yankees, and can you stop? This is from the New York Yankees, and this is something that some students did for their teacher, Mr. Barber, and you, sir, should be paying attention, and all of your friends, because your teachers work really hard and care about you. And so understanding that sometimes they need your support isn't the worst thing in the world. Anyways, this should put a smile on your face. Just watch this video.
We saw your students got you for opening day, but now it's our turn. The Yankees want to bring you to game 2 of the season and also invite you to come by for batting practice. Keep up the great work with the future generations. Thank you.
All right, you all got it. Just forget it. Wow. You guys are unbelievable. I can't teach you anymore. You've learned what's important in life, so I love you guys.
Hey guys, Luke Voigt, and I just want to say I heard you guys have been good kids to Mr. Barber this year, and so thank you from us and the Yankees. We want to invite you out to a game in April, so I'm excited to see you guys, and let's have some fun and bring the energy.
We've gotten to enjoy our time together, so take this downtime and appreciate it. And don't be so angry and don't be so upset and don't be so panicked. Just do the best that you can and love the people that are close and near and dear to you. And eat lots of good food. Right, Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you got anything to say before we go?
If you hit that subscribe button and that like button, then that equals mas.
What? Okay, so hit like or subscribe on our YouTube channel, and maybe you'll get to see more of that talent. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good day.
Peace.
Get everything I need and I'm gone, but it ain't stealing. Can I get a break? I wish that I could just get out my goddamn way. What is there to say? There ain't a better time than today. Maybe I'll lay down for a little, instead of always trying to figure everything out.